All right. All right. We're back.
We are back, y'all. We're back. We're just trying to finish up what we started. Um, and we want to make sure that you get a clear understanding of where we're going in part one of our purpose driven live. So we've decided that we would just finish it off as a recording so that you can get the full understanding of where we were going with it. And we want you guys to definitely give us feedback, give us topics. Um, Always give us topics. Always give us anything that you feel as though that we can discuss on here because there's a lot to discuss in this busy life that we all live. So it's important that you voice your opinion on everything. So piggybacking off of what we said about women and being a woman, not a parent, not anything on that, and just being a woman in itself, which is a big job, a huge, humongous, gigantic job. Um, for myself, as being a woman, I know that although we're not supposed to, we take a lot on ourselves. Um, I saw something the other day. It was just scrolling, and it was Wanda Sykes, and she was saying we had issues with among ourselves as women because what we do is we continue to question ourselves even when we're supposed to be sleeping. And she's right because I find myself when I'm supposed to be sleeping. Well, I should have did this differently, or I should have did that differently, and knowing darn well that everything that I did was done for the day. We always second guess ourselves, and it's not a second. To me, I don't feel like it's a second guessing. It's a just crossing off and checking off on our scale. Um, but as a woman and as a leader for myself, um, I believe that I'm doing the best I can. Um, that thing says I'm doing the best I can with what I got.
Right.
That's the best I can do because we have a lot on our plate. We can't keep hoping and wishing for something if it's not happening in that day today. We have to take accountability of just doing the best we can for the day and knowing that before we lay down, we did everything that we said we were going to do and we did it to our best ability. It's a lot.
Yeah. I think to go into what you just said, it's a lot on our plate. And I think that that's why we have to take moments as women to figure out who we are as just women of God, like how I kind of ended it off, like who we are as women of God. We know that we are mothers. We know that we are sisters. We know that we are friends. We know that we are spouses. We know we are all of those things, but who are we to ourselves? Right. And ultimately, once you tap in with you, once you tap in with who you are, all the other areas of your life become easier because you can manage it, because now you get to know who you are and what your purpose is as a person, not as a mom. We always, I think as women, we tie our identity into everything that is connected to us. I know in one of my therapy sessions, this was actually a question she asked me, like, who am I? And she specifically said, I don't want to know about you as a mom. I don't want to know about you as a supervisor. I don't want to know what. So I'm thinking like, okay, so what outside, once you strip me of all of that,
who are you?
What am I supposed to be telling you? Because she said, no, you need to take time out to figure out you. She said, what are some of the things that you love to do?
Right.
And I was like, well, back in the day, and she was like, but no, why is the things that you love to do, the things that bring you joy, the things that make you smile, why does it start off with back in the day? Why isn't that something that you're doing now?
Present time.
Right. She said, because then when you start to take care of yourself, like I said, everything else becomes easier because you're not as stressed. We're stressed as women. I think, in my opinion, we're stressed as women. We're flustered as women. We low key have ADHD as women, like the adult version, because we're trying to figure out everyone else, and we lost our way of like who we are. That's why I said girls trips are important, because it's for us, not for, you know what I mean? Not to say we don't love our family and we don't, it's just for you to be you in that moment. I can sit up here and twerk and do all that stuff with my daughters. Sharice is old enough now, but in a motherly way.
Right. Not if you out there doing what we do.
Right. So it's a different energy when you're just with your girls. It's a different energy when you're by yourself in general. You know what I mean? So it's all of that, I think, leads to us being healthy and whole and finding our way back to our purpose. Even with that, I think what I wanted to bring the part 2 in, because we were supposed to talk on, you have posted a question, or posed a question of like, when did you fall in love with yourself?
Yes.
And I don't think that you can fulfill your purpose without being in love with yourself, because how can you, whatever your purpose is always going to be, in my opinion, your purpose is what you do for others, in a sense. But you can't do for others if you can't do for yourself. You can't pour out into others unless you pour into yourself. So the question was, when did you fall in love with yourself? Or when did you learn?
I fell in love with myself because that is a legit question. When did I learn to fall in love with myself? I learned to fall in love with myself in 2021. Let me see something. I think it was 2021. Actually, around 2021, in that that Thanksgiving. The Thanksgiving of 2021. It was a night, and some things happened, and I always talk to God. I always talk to my higher spirit. I always talk to my soul, but I didn't do it as deep as I did this night because of what happened. And that was the night that I decided to learn how to love myself, love who I am. I'm not perfect, but loving myself unperfect, it allows me to push to where I want to be for myself. Not for anybody, not my husband, not my kids, not my parents, not my brothers, not my siblings, myself. At the end of the day, what makes me happy, I learned that November 2021. Something happened where me and my husband got into an argument, and if you know me and my husband, we don't argue. We don't argue. We don't really. We just discuss everything. But and it happened during the pandemic where his dad was, starting to get sick. He was, it wasn't a good time for him. But for myself, I saw myself being selfish, and I found myself doing stuff that I allowed my upbringing to fester in my mind, and I had to realize, understand that this is not their life. This is not what is right to me. This is not what me and him built. This is not what me and him have. This is not what me and my kids have. And I truly, I, I, what's the word? I reprimanded myself.
Mm-hmm.
I
You
reprimanded
held
myself,
yourself accountable.
very much accountable. I reprimanded myself and kept myself accountable in that moment. And if there was any other time to say that I felt that, it was that time. And I told myself, it's time.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was more of a put you first moment, where it was just like you realize this wasn't who you are. And when you recognize that wasn't familiar to you, whatever the energy that wasn't
Exact
familiar to
vibration.
you, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you stopped and said, okay, hold on, let me reassess. And that's what I mean when I say, like, we got to get back to who we are, because there's so many outside influences
Mm-hmm.
that we absorb that, you know what I
Yes,
mean? In the
yes,
workplace, they
yes.
want you to be this, that, and the third. So now that
Mm-hmm.
that is in you, and you carry it at home, and then at
Mm-hmm.
home they need you to be this, and then you carry it out to the grocery store. You get what I'm saying? So
Yes.
it's that was a good moment for you to just say, you know what, this is not my energy.
This is,
And
and ever since that day, nope, ever since that day, Chelsea, when I tell you my vibration is
Mhm,
extremely high. I am grounded with God in the earth.
mhm,
A lot of people, I see a lot of people, go outside in their yard or go outside and they, sit on the floor to meditate or pray or feel the vibration of the ground. I don't have to do that. My
mhm,
vibration comes from, the way I do it. Everybody has their way. My way was not that. But I can feel. I feel. You don't have to be, you're 900 or
mhm,
more plus miles away. And I can feel and I know, um, and I can feel and know what's going on when I interact with you, how I feel. And it's a great thing. Um, when I'm here and there's people that, try to play me or try to, think that I don't see what's happening,
mhm,
I've already felt the vibration. I've
mhm,
already asked my higher spirit to guide me since that day in 2021. I had I prayed and I asked that my purpose for myself and purpose for all is covered by the greatest of vibration he or she can allow me to have,
mhm,
because it's like I can move myself away.
mhm,
And, it's not for you, it's for me. And
mhm,
that is my purpose for myself. Because if I can't vibrate on myself, the negativity of the vibration that I'm going to give out is not one that I want to give, because I'm not that person.
mhm,
So a lot of, like today, our conversation with my mother, and she is who she is. And my son comes in and he hears, because she kind of cuts off quickly. She says that she has to say things that so that she don't forget. Now, that's the reason, but that's a whole different episode. Um, but my son comes in and he's just like, because he knows I would usually elevate,
mhm,
but he
mhm.
came in and he was just like, and I was like,
Right,
and a
right, right,
routine.
right, right, right.
So it's a vibration. I know my vibration is so real. Like I can feel. I don't want to say that. Like sometimes I feel like you ever watch. You ever watch. Um. Gohan. What's the Dragon Ball Z?
No.
Okay, so Dragon Ball Z. Everything they do, their energy and everything comes
Oh yeah,
from
I
the
seen that.
ground.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
Mhm,
ground up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing that I focus on with my feet, and I walk barefooted all the time. I've always done that.
So I want to interject something here, which we didn't discuss when we was brainstorming. We didn't quite talk about spirituality.
Okay, and I knew you were gonna say that because I have nothing on the list with that. Only because,
I think we had something about religion,
yeah, but I
but
mm,
I think I want to change that. So
okay.
I'm saying that on this recording so that we can remember, because it's I'm listening to you talk about the vibrations and feeling people's energies and things like that. And this is
Mm,
just a quick sidebar conversation. Um, I started to really
I know. I knew you were gonna go
ground
there because when we
myself.
started talking, and remember we was having
Right.
that conversation, you got
Yes.
deep and you said something to me, and I said, wait a minute now. What you just said?
Right.
Like
So
it was.
I started a couple of years ago, or rather, I think I started a couple of years ago. And I'm saying I think because to me, now I'm doing research and I'm, asking questions and I'm watching videos because I want to learn like what is this terminology as far as grounding and you know what I'm saying, spirit guides and things like that, right?
Mm-hmm,
But when I look back at some of my Facebook memories
mm-hmm,
and the things that I was writing,
mm-hmm.
I was already heading in a
Transitioning.
direction that I
Yep.
didn't even know I was
Transitioning.
heading in.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
There was no definition, no terminology for it back then. So even when we talk about how we wanted to do a vlog years ago, and I'm like,
Yes.
nah, we weren't ready then.
Mm-mm.
We
Mm-mm.
weren't.
Mm-mm.
But when I asked you when did you fall in love with yourself, I'm sure it was before 2021. You just
Mm.
remember something that triggered you that made you say, I'm fully in it now. Because
Yeah.
when I look at those Facebook memories and I be looking at some of the things I'm saying, I'm like, dang.
You know what?
Some of the experiences that we've had
Yeah.
from being together, not being together, being together, not being together,
Yeah.
going out, different experiences, all of
Mm-hmm.
those little things were part of your purpose.
Yeah. It was
It
it was
it
transitioning
right,
us.
right. It got you to this moment where we can have a conversation about
Mm-hmm.
what is our purpose and how did we get here. It's all part of your journey. And again, like I
Yes.
said when we was live, we are called to be storytellers.
Yes.
So where we think like, oh, this was the moment, that wasn't the moment.
Mm-mm.
The moment was 13 years ago when you met me and you were like, I
Good.
I need to do something for me. Because you said this when we first met. I'm ready to do something for me. Like I really want to figure out who I am and learn who I
Mm-hmm.
am and
Mm-hmm.
build my family how I want to build my family.
Mm-hmm.
That was your starting point. Over
Mm-hmm.
the years and the things that you learned and you picked up and the people that you met
Mm-hmm.
started to open your eyes into, honestly, can you even say that you was never in love with yourself?
No, I always love myself.
You know what I mean? Maybe it was just moments where you just truly had to learn how to appreciate you, how to actually
True.
acknowledge who you are. Like we talked about this too on one of the lives where I said people give me compliments all the time, and I'm like, it's hard to it was hard to receive it because
Mm-hmm.
you don't. Someone can tell you you're beautiful all the time, but if you don't feel beautiful, whatever they say is not
This
going
is
to
true.
matter.
This is
You know
true.
what I
Yes,
mean?
ma'am.
So your purpose wasn't necessarily to fall in love with yourself, but more so to appreciate who you are and the journey that it took you to get to this
Yes,
moment. Does that make sense?
yes, to get to that point. Yes.
Yeah, like
I know
and
some
yes,
people.
that Thanksgiving 2021 was just the moment where you just said, all right, let me walk through the door, because you was already there.
Mm-hmm.
You was
That
already
was the
there,
tech
and God was really just like, okay, so what you waiting on? Because I've been talking
waiting for
to you
you
the
to.
whole time. Now, I'm gonna listen to what you got to say, but all I'm saying is I've been talking to
No.
you this whole time, because
Yes.
like look back at some, even when I'm looking at things that you and I were tagging each other in. I'm like, I didn't realize we were so
Spiritual.
spiritual like this.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't check
you know what I
Facebook, so
mean?
I don't be seeing it. But when I do see, it's so funny though. When I do open up that Facebook, because I don't even go on that Facebook anymore. But when I do go on that Facebook page, I'm like, I was really saying and tagging some stuff, but why? Who like I didn't I when
Girl,
I
one
look at
time
it,
you tagged me in something and said, it was a joke we used to have, like, everybody need a CC. And you was watching something on TV, like a certain,
mm-hmm.
I think, what the white guy name is?
Joel.
Joel. You was watching Joel on TV. Then you had your app gave you a similar message. And then
hmm
you and I were having a conversation, and I said something that kind of tied it both in, and you was like, yo, like, everything that happened from the time I woke up till this moment, like, everything just was one big message, and it just all made sense. And I'm just like,
Tied
I
together.
don't even remember having this conversation with her, because it everything that we've experienced was just leading you to this point for you to finally say, I'm in love with myself. I know who I am. I think I know what I don't want to say I know what my purpose is, but I think I know what my purpose is, and
Yes,
I'm honestly feel like I'm heading in the right direction.
yes, yes,
You know what I
yes,
mean? And also to appreciate all the good and bad experiences up until this point, because they all shaped you.
yes. And that's exactly what my episode this year was. That definitely was my another point that it was like, okay, so I done got you to this point. Now, why the heck you go back to something dumb like that?
Hmm.
So now I'm gonna slap you on the wrist because you were in this spot. Now you didn't jump backwards, and I'm gonna let you just sit there for a little bit in there and just really come towards where you need to be. Because at this point, I think right now what you're doing is rebelling. There's no reason for you to be going back there and rebelling because you've gone got so far ahead.
Hmm.
And I was putting time out, and that timeout was enough for me to be like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, yes, sir.
Right,
Mm.
right.
You
But
ain't got to
but
call my
but
name
I also
again.
think well, for me, for my experience, my timeout, I don't look at it as a timeout for me. Other people might be like, girl, that was a timeout. But for me, it wasn't. For me, it was I think you forgot who I am.
Oh, yes, that's the
So I'm
word.
gonna
Not a
sit you
timeout.
down,
Yes.
like, I'm gonna sit you down so
Mm-hmm.
that you and I can reconnect.
Not even just reconnect, but you can hear what I told you.
It's not even here, because I could hear you. I
So
just
you
wasn't listening.
disobeying?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily not listening, because it was, I
Mm-hmm.
have to tell you, some of the conversations that I have with God, you would laugh,
I
because I
know.
really be like, listen,
No,
all right, look, I'm gonna just do this one more time.
no, no.
But it was more so like, I really, really want you to understand. Like, okay, let me put it like this. Not that I couldn't hear him or I didn't have a conversation or a connection with him. It's
Mm-hmm.
almost like, because there's so much noise around you and so many different opinions and things going on, because like, as women, we have so many different roles.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you be like, is this God ordained? Is this God? Like, and it was one of those things where it was just like, God was like, I need you to learn how to shut everything out and trust
Mm-hmm.
in who you are. Listen to yourself, love yourself, stop pouring into people when you are empty. Yes, You are doing the things that I'm asking you to do. Yes, you are fulfilling your purpose, your mission for me, but you cannot do it while empty. So sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk. Let's reconnect. Let's rebuild this game plan together this time. And then I will put you back out into the world. Which
Yes.
makes as to why old boy said when he can look at me now, he like, okay, she's ready for the world. Yes, because I'm refreshed.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes, like those moments, we be needing just to say, I'm more than just a mom. I'm more than just a friend. I need all of you guys to just sit down and shut up and let me focus on me.
Yeah.
So it might not be it might be a timeout for them, not for you,
Yeah.
because you still working, you still doing the things that you need to do. You're not really on timeout. Like for me, the whole spirituality thing, I was, how I, go down the rabbit hole. Okay, let me see who can teach me something. Let me gravitate to the people who I need to be towards, because I need people. Because now that timeout moment is where
Mm-hmm.
you take for people to pour into you now. God is
Yeah.
like, you done poured into everybody. You done loved on everybody. Now let me put you in a season where people can love on you.
Yeah.
And that might have been Thanksgiving 2021 was where you was just like, all right, I'm tapped out. And God said, okay, now let me have surround you around some people or situations or circumstances where you can pour back into yourself.
Well, with me with that, he just wanted me to. I know for sure. He just wanted me to have my own mindset,
Mm-hmm.
listen to myself,
Mm-hmm.
um, because um, I'm not a little kid, and we're little kids to him, but I'm not a little kid to my surroundings, and because I'm listening to that and this and that one and this one and that one, and I'm trying to put myself to please them and not myself. That's where that 2021 clip. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I was doing the scissors, because that game, the
Yeah.
Frogger game, that game you clip him and he fall off with the candy. That's what
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I did. I cut my cord off
Mm-hmm.
of that part of life. Yes, I'm not saying that I don't need help in certain aspects, but
Right.
I had to cut myself off of that part and then just, you know, live according to how I know, like you said, the way I wanted to build my way and
Mm-hmm.
move my way according to what his how he wants me to move.
Right. Yeah.
So I had to, and to this day, the people still just don't like the way I've moved.
That's their
They
problem.
know I have a cutoff point, so
Mm-hmm.
they try not to ruffle my feathers.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that you're ruffling my feathers. It's more of I don't. That energy that you got going on is not the energy that's vibrating my soul.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And my soul, and the thing to me with that is why you don't try to figure your vibration. Do you not believe that your soul has a vibration that
Mhm.
that allows it to prosper or digress?
Well, see that's what I want to talk about this more. We're gonna have to figure out how to put this in there, but it, people don't like the words vibration, energy, because
Or
they think that is not of God. So like even when I speak to my mom, I forget what it was, and she said, "Oh, and they out here doing whatever." Let's say burning candles, right? So people light candles and whatever. She said, "Oh,
mm,
they're burning candles, and that's just inviting in demons or whatever." Let's just say she said that, right?
right.
And I'm like, well, when people get married in the church, they light candles for loved ones that are missing, and it's right there in
So does
church.
that mean they're entering into right, right.
So what is the difference? You have people who have altars for their loved ones where they have pictures and crosses and symbols and gadgets and things because they're paying homage to their loved ones.
Right.
And we look at that as evil. Yet when you go to church and you need prayer, you go to what? An altar.
And
So
do what? Burn candles, burn frankincense and myrrh,
right,
burn. We do a lot of burning.
right. And it's just like, I think that we get stuck in the terminology
Mm-hmm.
and not the actual practice. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to teach my kids, especially when you're talking to people, you just have to really know who your audience is.
Mm-hmm.
And because you're well versed with, the different terminologies and how certain religions and spirituality practices mirror each other, just
Mm-hmm.
use the language that they're familiar with. That way you get your message across and
And
they
you're
can
not
receive
disrespecting
you.
nobody.
Right. And they can receive
Mm-hmm.
you in that way. So when you say something like, don't y'all want to get your vibrations? Don't you want to, clear your soul? Don't you just want to clear your spirit a little bit? So,
Girl,
don't you want to be a little more Christ-like? You got to just talk
girl.
to them in the way that they understand.
It's hard when you got some people in the
Some people are
world
just stuck, and it's
and
okay.
some people that think that we still come from the Big Bang Theory
Right, right,
and
right,
that we monkeys.
right. So you just got to
Monkeys
meet them
got
where
thin
they are.
lips. I don't got no thin lips.
You just got to figure it out. But I segue into that because I'm listening to you and I'm like, I wonder. We need to talk more offline because I wonder if our journeys aligns more than we think it did. Because I want to say 2021 was one of those years for me where I kind of was just like, I I think that's when I started to kind of get my footing again. And kind of getting out of a depression. Well, I don't know if you went through like the pandemic depression, but I definitely did. Um, and I think 2021 was where I was like, okay, I'm going to start this business. I'm going to be serious. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that.
I did do that. I did
And
do that.
I was just kind of like, okay. And I was getting back into the groove of, okay, let me get back because the pandemic was dark. I didn't lose any family members or anything like that during the pandemic, but it was just
I
a lot
did.
surrounding what was
Yeah.
going on in the pandemic. And it affected me more than I knew it was affecting me. I
So
was
just
just
so okay, we're gonna segue because that I okay, so we're gonna have to do. Let me write this down because now I'm getting old.
yeah,
Because
so it was one of those 2021 was just definitely one of those years that I think I was just kind of like, okay, I'm coming out.
I was about to.
But it was
I,
it was a process. But I think that as far as when I don't think that I've ever fallen out of love with myself,
mm-hmm,
but I do think that I've had moments that was cloudy where I didn't trust what I knew about myself because you allow, especially when you're dealing with different people, sometimes they can make you question who you are.
yeah,
And I kind of went through that bit. Like I've never thought that I was ugly or anything, or that I wasn't, worthy or anything. I just
mm-hmm,
had those moments where it was just like, well, if this keep happening, that must mean this, right? And
right.
you know what I mean? So, and even, I still have my insecurities and things that I don't like about myself, but that's just, what's the word? That's just cosmetic. That's just me being vain.
Yourself, yeah,
Yeah, but
yourself.
no, I don't think anybody can ever be like, she ain't the prize. Because I know I am. I'm crazy. You know what I mean? So,
They're
but
going
anyway,
to though. they're going to say that you're not surprised. That
Right.
only means that you're not that the alignment is not for you and that person.
Right.
That
Right.
doesn't mean you don't fit somebody else.
Right.
So,
And during
and I'm
my
gonna say this. I'm gonna say this part because we're gonna segue back to it since we're gonna do the pandemic one. Um, we have to get into, and I want to clip this. We have to get into because I want to discuss it. Not a discussion, but actually just air it
mm-hmm,
and to why we broke this last time. Not
mm-hmm,
broke, but like took a break.
mm-hmm,
Because
mm-hmm,
I think it's very, that break that we took, that I was like, I need a break. It
mm-hmm,
helped me, again, as a self improvement, to be a better person for
mm-hmm,
y'all, for you, for, whoever else, that
mm-hmm,
I have. I mean, I don't got a lot of people around, you know that. I don't really keep a lot of people around because I just can't. I can't keep up with the foolishness. I got to keep up people with the foolishness. I don't want around me because again, I don't care how they say it, my vibration
mm-hmm,
cannot be off.
mm-hmm.
It just can't. My aura, and like you just said before, and that's what I was trying to say. When I say aura vibration, at first when I started saying it so much at that time, when I started, it was for me.
Mm-hmm.
The other person was just like, not mine. The other person was like, oh well, ain't nobody trying to mess with your vibration or your aura, but and I'm like,
Like,
how
but you are.
what happened? So that's a whole different thing. But I feel like I have to express and explain that part because that actually helped me get to here. And
Mm-hmm.
everything that we said, and like you said, that YouTube, that Facebook, those messages that we used to send, it was so funny because it was a message that I saw that I was just like, well, why is that coming up now? And
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
it helps, and he just, the higher spirits, they give us things, and it's on us to recollect and realize, or resurface certain ideas that we have, or um, streamline us a bit more
But
to
like,
what.
it's the purpose driven. So
Yeah,
are you going to keep every lesson? Are you going to use it to keep driving you forward till you get to that
where the
end
purpose
goal
is.
or that purpose?
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what it is. Like
Yeah, that's that.
everything happens for a reason.
Do you believe that?
Yeah,
Okay.
completely. Because I think that everything that happens is is I don't want to say the driving force, but it is another step towards building your character, building you up to be the person that God really kind of created you to be. So if I, like how I said, we have all these messages about, religion and spirituality or whatever between us.
Mm-hmm.
But if I would have never continued to chase after every thought, chase after the understanding of every experience, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be able to sit here and have a conversation today.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It happens for a reason.
every single thing happens, and I think that some people don't make or find their purpose or succeed in life because they don't take time out to ask, why is this happening for me?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is always, why is this happening to me? And when you change that outlook, you'll start to understand the reason behind everything.
That was my
At
big
least I
thing. Yes.
think like, I'm gonna give a perfect example. My oldest daughter's father went to jail.
Mm.
Do you know how many women I met after that came to me to say, how do you do this? How do you do that? What do you do in this instance? And in my mind, I'm like, why the hell are they asking me? But it's because they see that I
Mm.
went through it. They see that we're okay. They
Mm.
see that I'm surviving, and they want to know, how did you do that? And
Yeah.
whatever you did, I want to do it exactly like you. In my mind, when I was younger, of course, it was like, oh my God, you left me with a baby. What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
as I started to get older and started to have these different experiences with different women where I'm just having conversation, about it could be about simple stuff about what do you wear to visit, or who do I need to talk to ask this question, or you understand? Like, I began to be, okay, maybe the way I started to look at things, maybe I had to go through that so that these group of people had someone they can talk to that they can relate to. Because
Your purpose was driven to allow them to understand where you were. God gave you that purpose to
right,
get them through, because you
right,
got through.
right. And I think that I look at a lot of things like that now. Like, it, because it happens quicker than it used to back in the day. Back in the day, it
Mm-hmm.
kind of took a while for me to understand what was happening, but I
Mm-hmm.
could literally experience something today. I kid
Mm-hmm.
you not. Somebody tomorrow is going to ask me, do you know, or would you happen to know? I'm like, oh, I just went through that yesterday, girl. That's what it is. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's literally how you get to your purpose and how you get to, being the
The
one
next
that,
level. Mm-hmm.
yeah. And that's, when they, when people pass away, they always be like, oh, well done. God said, well done. I want that to be me, where I feel like everything God put in front of me, I conquered and I used it to help the next person, because that ultimately, that's what your purpose is.
Do you believe in doing that on a daily basis?
Fulfill what, doing what exactly?
Making sure you're fulfilled for the day.
I do. I haven't gotten there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know if I've learned all of my lessons. And I'm still in a space where it's like, I'm what's the word? I don't have enough energy to handle everything. Um, give you another example. My neighbor was sitting in the window crying. I was rushing to go somewhere, and I can hear this woman crying her eyes out.
Oh no.
When I tell you, my chest was like, say something.
Just go over there.
I got in my car and I said, God, I can't do another assignment right now.
Oh, did you tell God to come to
I really, I just had so much going on, and I really felt bad. I really, 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 really did. I really felt bad. And the situation, I figured out what the situation was without me actually having to have the conversation. But flat out was like, I can't handle it right now, God. But I knew that was supposed to be my assignment. You get what I'm saying? Since then, it's been, like little things here and there. So I will say that, yes, I think that you should do something every day, or at least pay attention to the assignments that God gives you, because there is situations that may not be for you.
This is true. This
They
is
may
true.
not be for you. They could be there.
This is very true.
Those situations could be there as distractions to slow you up from where God really is
This
directing
is
you.
true. This is
So,
true.
so in my mind, I'm like, okay, God, if this is my assignment,
When I get back,
not even when I get back. In that moment, I just was like, I can't. I didn't have the energy for it,
yeah,
because it was, you know what I'm saying, and what I knew it was going to end up being.
Yeah.
I didn't want that heaviness on me. And I
Yes.
just
Yes.
tell God, like, all right, you're gonna have to get that to somebody
Strike.
else.
Look, put me a strike on that one because it ain't happening today.
Like, give me, give me something else. Because but in general, I think that it may not be daily, but you definitely need to be in tune with who you are,
Yeah.
what you think your purpose is, and how you
Mhm.
stay grounded enough so that when those opportunities are there, you know if it's your assignment or not. That way you're
Yeah.
not just, because if you do it every
Giving
day,
yourself to everybody and
right.
anything because at the end of the day, like you said, the energy, some situations or some things that you come across is not for you to deal
Hmm.
with. It's just there. Because
Right.
again, to me, everything is a test. Everything is uh, it's a test. It's question
But
to
I don't think
yourself is
it's a
who
test.
is the test from?
Right. I was going to say, I don't, and sometimes, because remember, God allowed the devil to test
That's what
Job.
I was finna say. I was finna say
So
that.
it's a
That's
matter
why I
of,
said who's the assignment from?
right, like there are tests daily, but sometimes God is testing your boundaries.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes people think that God wants you to always say yes, or God
yeah.
wants you to always do
No,
the
no,
right
no.
thing. Sometimes He
Mine
wants to see if did you learn
going.
how to say no yet?
Yes, yes. That's why I called you the other day. That's why I called you. I didn't want to talk because I just needed you to give me one fluffing word. Give me one word, and as soon as you give me the one word, you can go to bed.
That, like, sometimes, sometimes it's not all what it's cracked up to be, but that doesn't mean to, we walk out into the world and be rude and nasty to people. You just
No,
have to know
no, no.
when
Pick
and
your
where.
poison. My father always said, pick your
Yep,
poison. Pick
yep.
your poison. My father will always say. And what I don't understand is it's like God, his vessels, his soul and vessels know what to do. He know what to say. He know how to move, but he do a ton of thousand different things than what you're doing and saying. Like, where you
Girl,
got this? What you doing? You taught me this. Like, what
girl,
happened?
that's me. I feel like that. I really appreciate those memories on Facebook, because when I'm like, wow, that was a good one. Like, it's just hard sometimes, and then also sometimes it's just for us to know, but to feed to other people. That
Mm-hmm.
doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's just, I can tell you, you can ask me for some advice right now, and I'll give you the best advice I think that I could give you.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't, and I'm not trying to say I'm a prophet or anything like that, but I've had experiences where I will tell somebody something and I will feel that thing. Like,
I'm trying to
and
tell you.
then and I will walk away. If you come to me
Right.
tomorrow and be like, "Oh, you told me to do X, Y, Z," I'm like, "I did."
I did. Who me? You sure?
That's some good advice, but I don't remember
That
telling
came
you.
from me.
Like that, I've had those moments because sometimes you are just a vessel.
Yes.
You are the person that is there for, like, I feel like I have a certain demographic
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that I was built for.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Sometimes I run from that demographic. Because I'm trying to get
Yeah.
across.
No.
You know
I
what I mean?
mean,
But I know where my purpose is and where I'm supposed to pour back into. It can get heavy, and like I said, sometimes I just don't have the energy for it. But other times, if I really just sit and just just speak from what I say is my heart, which ultimately kind of is God speaking through me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just the vessel. I don't know. Because I can tell you right from wrong right now and then go do the same thing tomorrow. You're gonna be like, what the? I don't even know what I said to you yesterday. So you think I'm not going to do the same thing tomorrow?
Yeah, that's so weird.
It
It's
is.
not weird. It's just it's. I don't want to use the word weird. It's just
It's
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 something
it's un it's
unexplainable.
majestic in a way. Like it's
Okay.
supernatural
Okay.
where it's you can't explain it, but you know it's there. You know it
Yeah.
exists. You know what's going on, but you just can't explain it. And you have to be a spiritually grounded person to even understand the conversation.
Yeah.
Even the
Yeah.
conversation we're having right now, if they're not
Yeah.
spiritually grounded, I'm like, what the heck are they talking about?
Me and my dad have spiritual conversations. My dad is my dog. That's my dog. That is my home slice. That's my dog. Like I tell things you wouldn't tell your daddy, I tell my dad. Things how I feel, what I go through, my body, my period, everything. I'm not in the mood right now. He'd be like, what's wrong? I'm like, period is just, I'm not in it. I just really feel drained. And it's like, well, you got anything to take? Can you take anything? How's your herbs? You drink your herbs? Because I know you ain't taking nothing. No. But that's my dog. And it breaks my heart sometimes when I just see my dog just you're giving good wise wording, but then I turn around and you're doing something different than what happened.
Yeah.
And why you
Yeah.
can't stick with it?
Just, you don't know what his assignment
He don't know what his assignment is.
is. Yeah. But I think that, to sum it all up, and I'm glad we continued the discussion to do the part two. To find your purpose, you have to be willing to understand who you are for one and why things are happening for you, if that makes sense.
And who you are, meaning strip yourself naked of your
Mm,
children, strip yourself of your spouse, strip yourself of your parents, strip yourself of your siblings. You're basically naked to yourself.
yeah.
And who are you? And even if you don't know who you are, what purpose do you see on a daily basis that you can say, this is my purpose,
Yeah.
and this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
And that
And
can
don't
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Mm-mm.
I was gonna say, and that can even go as far as to bring the self-love piece back into it. Learning who you are just so you can fall in love with yourself.
Self. Mm-hmm.
So, so that you can give it out to others. And you said strip naked, and in my mind, I thought of a exercise that we can give to the people.
Think about the
I'm like,
exercise. I'm gonna tell you something.
uh,
I saw this already.
so what already?
I don't know if I dreamt it or what it was. That same way when I just said strip yourself and then you just said it back to me. I seen that already. I don't know where I saw that, but
I because we
I be seeing things. I seen this house.
mm-hmm,
I didn't see the whole house, and I didn't see anybody in it but me. And I remember this room, not the
mm-hmm,
whole room, but the color of it. And
mm-hmm,
I was sitting like laying to the side, but I see things.
mm-hmm.
May not be now, may have been 10,000 years. I could have been a kid when I saw it, but I
Mm-hmm.
see things and it comes back. But when you just said it, I was like, oh snap! I seen her say that to me again.
Yeah, so we're in this challenge, right? This challenge for January, about to say November, for January.
Girl,
And literally, if you struggle with finding your purpose and loving yourself, you should literally strip naked.
yeah,
Stand in front of a mirror.
yeah,
Look and examine every single part of your being and tell yourself what you love about it. Don't tell yourself what you hate about it. Tell yourself
Yeah.
what you love about it. I told this to Natalie the other day. Talk to yourself in the mirror.
Yes.
Look at how you say your words. Look at how your body moves when you say certain things. Sing a song, do a dance, do something. And all of those, that exercise, several things should happen. One, you're speaking positive affirmations into yourself. So you're already lifting your vibration just by doing that. Two, when you start to talk and to yourself, and you don't even have to talk to yourself, you could just sing yourself a song, just put your favorite song on and just start dancing and singing. But once you start to look at how you're moving and admiring that, you're also still lifting up your vibration, but you're also feeding love back into your brain for yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And the other thing you're doing is, now that word that Natalie used earlier, now you're grounding yourself,
Yeah.
because now you're naked. Your body is on the ground. Hopefully you don't live, like on the fifth floor or something. But whatever it is, you either got low high floors, it's still part of the earth.
Yeah.
Now
It's
you're
so grounding.
grounded. So now, how she talked about Dragon Ball Z and the energy from the floor kind of raised up into their body, you're doing the same thing when you are in the mirror, stripped naked, just enjoying and speaking positive energy into yourself. And that could be your starting point right there. And then after that, you can journal about it. And once your thoughts get onto paper, you'll figure it out.
Yeah. Some things that we have to remember when we do that and strip ourselves is, like you said, no negativity.
Mm-hmm.
We are not perfect, but at the same time, the positivity is going to allow you to fix or take an accountability towards what you want to fix.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to down yourself. A lot of people think that saying negative things to yourself will get you to push on. No, 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 no. You have to speak positivity into your soul. You
Mm-hmm.
have to do that. And when you do that, you will feel, and this is on a daily basis, and it only takes a couple minutes for you to do that. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have to down yourself, because that is again a part of the purpose driven. You
Mm-hmm.
don't want to give yourself a negative vibe. You don't want to give yourself negative aura. You don't want to give yourself the energy that you want to provide to yourself is a when you walk after you put your shoes on and your clothes on,
Mm-hmm.
that energy needs to still be there when you walk.
Yeah. You need to look like, when we post this or do the little shorts, we need to insert the Dragon Ball Z.
I got you.
Because do they walk? I never watched the show, but I know the
What?
commercial. And you just need to be walking so that electricity is just vibrating off of you, so that first of all, and another thing it'll do, it's going to start to attract your vibe,
Yeah,
your tribe to you, the people who are
yeah,
supposed to be in your life, the people who are
yeah.
supposed to feed into you. That is going to attract the right people and push out the wrong people.
It will definitely attract the right people, but then at the same time, if you are stripping yourself and talking to yourself, sometimes those people that are vibrating to you, they can real they can it can sense false what does Rick Ross say, false accusations. It can sense false vibration,
Mhm.
but you'll know. Sometimes it only takes one good thing they do wrong, and you be like, oh no, see, I knew I felt it, but now
Mhm.
you just confirmed it. So ain't
Mhm.
no bad blood, ain't no negativity. But let's go ahead to proceed on my positive journey. And like Chelsea said, in which I know for sure, the negativity of that person will fall off. They'll
Mhm.
they'll they'll have no they don't want to come towards you because
Right.
you're too happy, you're too
Right.
energetic, you're
Mhm.
doing too much, and they don't live their life like that.
Yeah. And like the teas. It is not going to happen overnight.
Night. Because
Just like
people always
you
think
have
that the
to,
tea will
yes,
happen overnight.
you
Y'all
have
need to get you
to,
some teas. This is gonna be another episode, not even an episode. It's gonna be a real quick short. I'm gonna really do it real quickly
yeah.
because teas help ground you because it comes from the ground. God put them things there. Yes, He put a lot of other things there, but He put them there, like Chauncey said, for you to learn whether it is a good thing to use, or a bad thing to use in your spirit.
Yeah.
Everybody's spirit is different.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Yeah. And you
journey
just,
is different.
yep.
But just
So
don't put yourself down.
yeah, just keep chasing after, your purpose. Keep driving towards it. The first thing to do is, like we said, to love on yourself. And our next episode will definitely dig more into that. But the website is there, www.setteas.com. Go get your tea so you can get grounded.
Yes, you guys need your teas. Y'all need to get into it. But I know I got some things coming anyway for y'all to really get into the teas. It's coming. I'm gonna go ahead and just say that it'll be here by next Sunday. We'll have a whole new some pictures, some explanation on the videos on what they do, each one, and get into why I feel and know that herbs is a very important part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's important. I can't. When I don't drink my tea, Chelsea, I feel like I'm like, what's going on? I told you my son, he's 18. Jay will not. He'll come to me like, what is going on? Where are my herbs? You have not provided me with the herbal situation that I've been needing in my life. Like college is starting
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow, and he's like, "Ma, I need a cleanse.
Mm.
I
Right.
need to get rid of some things inside. I need a cleanse. I need the blood cleanser next, and I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and need guinea hen so it can keep my thoughts and my mindset
Right.
focused."
Yeah. But we definitely need to talk more about the teas. We'll break them apart one by one.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll
They
do
won't
that.
be long sessions either because it doesn't take long for me to explain the
Mm-hmm.
actual outcome of the teas and what they do. You have
Okay.
to actually form your understanding after I give you these different things on what you may be going through and what you feel as though. Because I'm not a doctor,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a therapist. I just know what I've always done, and I know how it works for me, my family, and everybody in my house is different. I mean, there's 4 different souls in here, and everybody does things differently. My husband
Right.
woke up this morning. He grabbed him because I got a lot of ginger the other day, and I
Mm-hmm.
put them in 4 different mason jars. I said I shouldn't hear you complain about no ginger, and your honey is here.
Right.
And on the weekend, he enjoys waking up to ginger and some type of herb with his tea and honey. It makes
Mm-hmm.
his day go very well. He said it gives him that rush of energy that he enjoys. So
That's good.
yes, for a man to say that, but he's
Yeah.
not a man. You already know he's looking. But
Yeah.
he for a man, and then my stepfather follow almost in the same princess does the same thing. He's like, herb to me, like I said, maybe it's the way I raised them, but you're herbal, but you do the same thing. You love your herbal tea.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can't move without it. I can't move without it.
Yeah.
Um, people
I switched to coffee, which I'm ashamed to say.
don't be ashamed. I drink coffee once in a while.
But I still love my green tea with my lemon and honey. I used to get it every morning. I still love my green tea. I just don't do it every morning because I think working from home, I needed something extra to get me up to get to get out of bed to get onto the computer. But the coffee was helping. But I still do my herb. We need to talk because I told you this is okay. Quick story, and then we got to get off. Natalie called and was telling me she was doing teas. I said, that's crazy because I got these bag of herbs in here that I was supposed to make a tea specifically for women, and I never did it. And I was like, well, I'm gonna grind it up and maybe I'll just make, tablets, capsules out of them and just do like a
Mm-hmm.
pill. But I never grind it, and I bought the capsules and all of that for me to stuff them. Never did it because I really wanted to just do teas. And I was just I don't know what made me want to do tea. I never had it
You can
idea
say
to
it
do
addiction
tea. Like I never like it wasn't like that wasn't my niche.
thing.
That wasn't my thing.
Mm,
During the pandemic I did bath bombs, candles. Candles is my thing though. Candles,
that's
um,
so funny. That is so funny. Go ahead.
body oils. Though that is my thing. I like spa stuff. So that was my thing. So I don't know how I went from that to
To
tea
see,
because I knew that the herbs was going to cure what I needed it to cure.
right. It
And I
do.
just, I put it all together and I just never, did anything with it. So definitely I texted you the other day. We need to talk about it offline. But you need to go ahead and create that and put that on there because I feel real adamant about that little concoction.
I feel that's good because I'm gonna say I feel really, really good with my herbal side of things. It's just to get it out for people to really see what it is and
Mhm.
how it does help. So, I'm going back and forth with the people on Tiki.
Mhm.
So, hopefully by tomorrow, because I done did some things to switch up. So
Mhm.
hopefully by tomorrow I'll have it good to go. At that point, when we can go live, is when it's gonna be over with.
Yeah. So everybody go on head over there to TikTok, subscribe or like or whatever you do over there
Yeah.
on the SetTeaS page.
We going and that's another thing we're gonna do in a minute. We're gonna do a real quick post about these people because I see the people viewing. I see the people viewing, but ain't nobody following, liking,
And look,
subscribing.
some
All it is
the
is a button.
right. It's a button. It's a button. But yeah, we gonna make it a little bit more personable over there. So make sure you're over there so that you can get all the extra content that's not on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram.
Yeah,
But make sure you still share and like and comment on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube
yeah,
because we still need
yeah.
that support from everybody. But
Help your
we
girls out. Help your girls out, man.
yeah, we're gonna be on. This was a good discussion, good follow up discussion.
I love it.
Um, we will be posting and going live again on Thursday.
Yes.
So if you're watching this, make sure you turn on your notifications. And what else we gotta announce at the end?
Um, to subscribe because we trying to get not trying. We're gonna get there. It just
Mm-hmm.
depends upon how long, but we're gonna get there. Send your topics to
Yeah.
setteas.love@gmail.com. We are waiting happily for your topics to discuss. Um,
And
if
even if
you,
you don't send the topic to the email, if you
hmm
join live and your
hmm
question aligns with what we're discussing that day,
we'll discuss
we'll,
it.
yep, we'll discuss it.
We'll definitely discuss it. It's Instagram, anywhere that you guys post it. Just let us know that you know, there's something that you want to discuss, and we'll be right there to let y'all know our side on how we took it. As you can see, we both have different aspects and discussions on how things are rolling in our life because it's different. But we're not digging bad or negative energy on each
Right,
other because everybody's going through something different or everybody went through something different.
right.
Um, but we have a lot of topics. So I mean, you're gonna hear some things. It may take y'all a year to understand and take it with us. Well, that's okay. We'll be here posting twice a week.
Listen, right. we just to talk about the things learned and went through during the spiritual journey is about 11 topics in itself.
Girl, that's why I'm sitting here like, Lord, I wrote down two, but I'm just like, Lord have mercy. This is a lot, and the people that we attract will come.
Yeah, definitely. Once we start to our U kick, like the Dragon Ball Z, is that a U kick is that ain't Dragon Ball Z. What's that? Uh what's that? Oh my god. My 80s babies know what I'm talking about.
So what
Oh,
now?
Street Fighter, Street Fighter.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
That
once our vibration get out there, I'm sure we'll attract. We just, we this is just a message for me and you. We
yeah,
just have to keep going.
yeah. That doesn't.
As long as
And
we
even if
keep going, we'll be.
yes, our energies, the discussions are authentic.
Mm-hmm.
They're pure and they're real. They're emotional. So I don't put nothing. I'm not worried about even if don't nobody subscribe. It's our
Talk
discussion.
therapy.
It's our talk therapy. So like I said, I know we will get the energy and the crowd that require us, and we'll
Mm-hmm.
be on a bigger
Yep.
and better stage
Platform. Yeah.
level when it's time. Because everything is usually. I told my son yesterday. I said everything is not you're born and then you become a millionaire. You got to walk there. You got to walk the walk.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be
Yep.
a walk that cry, throw, see a lot of things, but you'll get there. You'll get there.
Yeah.
But thank you guys.
Yes. Thank you guys for viewing, and make sure you subscribe and like to everything so you can catch us when we're live.
And definitely see you guys later.
Spirit
Have a good
screen,
one.
spirit fingers.